Hey, what's going on everyone? Vega here and welcome back. We're still working on this EVGA For the Win 3 3080 with the aftermarket hybrid cooler attached. Previous video, it looks like the pump is just not getting power and I want to see why. And we can easily access the PCB behind this cover. If you look very carefully at the top here, there is a section right where the wire is that we can kind of like pry and very carefully pop this cover off. So let me go ahead and do that and let's probe around and see if we're getting power or at least some sort of resistance via the PCB, and I'll show you what that looks like. Because I had to use two hands, I couldn't show you it, but the cover goes just like that. It's just these little clips on the inside and some foam. You can see the foam's got, I don't think that's corrosion, I think that's just dust, maybe some dust getting in there, but it protects the PCB. And if you put your flathead right where this wire comes in, you can pop it up. So we do got some dust in here. I don't see any liquid corrosion or anything like that. We could take the PCB off, but there's some wire, copper wire for where the motor is, so that will be problematic. And we can see some connections here. All right, we got DBG ground, VDD, C20, RST, and C2K down here at the bottom. I'm sure if we did an RMA, that's where EVGA would do some testing. Not sure. I do see something right there. I'm not sure if that's like some glue or maybe some residue. Not entirely sure. SATA ground, right? That's interesting. SATA 5 volt. Because I mean, this guy does, it gets its power from the board, right? From the fan headers itself to power the pump. And then it has the splitter that goes out and connects the fans on the radiator. I don't see any SATA power or anything like that. So maybe they're just using it. Interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of connections here to probe on. And I just want to see if it's just dead or if there's something amiss. Ooh, we do see some corrosion right there. Maybe we could clean that up a bit. That might just be residual hot glue to hold the wires in coming off of this. But yeah, there's some corrosion on that connector right there. So let's play around with it and see if we can't get this pump back to life, because to RMA, they want the original receipt. And I bought it secondhand. I don't have the original receipt, so and won't be able to RMA this thing. All right, so before we wrap up this video, I just wanted to show you this real quick. Just go through this little PCB and what it's telling us, if it will focus. We have SATA 5 volt. That label goes to this hole right here. We have SATA ground, which goes right there. And then we have motherboard ground, and that's actually going to this far wire right here. Then the second one, motherboard power, which is the second wire. Motherboard tachometer, which is this third one, and motherboard PWM, all connecting to that fan header, right? 4-pin fan header, probably drawing its power from the PCIe slot. And then the splitter, right, which also has these 4 cables or 4 lines, is fan PWM to control the fan speed, fan tachometer to monitor the fan speeds, fan power, and fan ground. For some reason, if this is working, which I don't think it is, these 4 right here, then this should work. The splitter and the fans connected to the radiator. However, as we saw in the last video, for some reason, even though the board is the pin out, at least these headers are working, because when I connect the fan directly to it, because it does have a blower fan, it does work, right? We can confirm the black one works and the brown one works when I swapped them before. But for some reason, even though it's able to send power, this is not receiving it, or if it is receiving it, it's not distributing it accordingly. And I don't see any blown fuses or anything. I don't see anything that really sticks out to mine. These are notorious for failing, just from what I read in a brief overview of the forums. But that is the PCB of this EVGA hybrid pump that is compatible for the RTX 3080 and 3090. I will do my best to see if EVGA will work with me, but without the original receipt. And I did reach out to the original owner to see if they have that receipt, but have yet to hear back. So I'm gonna keep playing with it. This is a little bit fun for me. I love exploring and learning new things, but we're probably gonna put the stock cooler back on this thing just to get it up and running. And then we have an RTX 3080 for the Win 3, but no hybrid cooler. But that's it for today's video. Please do me a favor on the way out, hit the like button, make sure to get subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out some of the links in the description to help support the channel, what we do here. And last tip, what I use to remove the corrosion is a little bit of alcohol. Just get it on the Q-tip, don't rub the Q-tip or anything like that, just get the alcohol on the PCB, and then a soft bristle brush with no dust or particulates, and very carefully scrub around. The reason I love these brushes are because there's a little rubber in the middle there, if it will focus, and that kind of loosens up things, but it's not too harsh that it will break, because you gotta be very careful with some of these SMDs and tiny resistors. You could just pop them right off if you're pushing too hard, or if the bristles or that rubber was a little bit too tough. Anyway, so you have yourself a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. All right, for those of you that may have stayed around, I just wanted to show you this real quick. Testing out, we are able to get about 12 there on the motherboard power connector, as well as the motherboard PWM signal. But when we go to the fan, let's see here, fan power, nada. Can't leave this on too long, but yeah, it's no matter what is going on, and not entirely sure. I'm gonna keep playing around with it. We just confirmed that we are getting power from the board to the unit, but the unit's not doing anything with it, nor is it sending power to the fans. But I can always power those externally, so I'm gonna keep on tinkering, and I just wanted to leave you with that last example or bit of evidence. Take care, catch you next one.